What's up, everybody? This is your boy James Rogers here, part of Team Underdogs, here to do an update profile for you guys. It's been a few weeks, but I've been doing a lot of testing, going to a lot of local events, really just trying to get the consistency and the viability of this deck where it really needs to be at. If you guys really remember, the very first video that I made, I built the deck to go first, and even in the very first video, I said it was super vulnerable to hand traps, and sure enough, the very first tournament I go to, I'm being barraged by hand traps. I'm pretty much being stopped dead in my tracks. I have no follow-up play. Pretty much, if any hand trap, whether it was Effect Veiler, Maxi, Ash, I just had to stop, and that's what really sucks. Is I just had to stop. But after that tournament, I instantly scrapped that idea. Started going more unconventional builds. I was trying to play the same variant, but being able to go second. Still losing the hand traps. And it was just getting to the point where it seemed like I had to find something that would still let me to play hand traps and still allow me to go second at the same time. So I was tampering with a bunch of different ideas, and I slowly made my way to the Nimbles. If you guys don't know what the Nimbles do, I'll explain them in the video when I go over some of the card choices. But like I said, it's been a few weeks. I wasn't posting up any videos for the updates of this deck because I was really trying to get consistent with it. And after yesterday, I finally have been able to consistently top locals. I'm actually at 3 in a row right now, which doesn't seem like much, but for a deck that I've been tampering with and trying to get the cards right, I think 3 in a row is actually a pretty good working point, especially with the West Alice Regional coming up in the beginning of January. So now that I know that I'm having a consistent performance, I really felt like now would be a good time to actually post up this video. So I'm gonna go over some of the card choices. You're not gonna like what I'm playing, possibly. There's also some cards in here that typically most Mermail players would play, but I'm not playing, specifically because of how this deck is built. But just bear with me. I'll explain some of the cards, and we'll get right into this. So the first thing I'm playing, Triple Megalo. I knew at some point this was going to happen, especially when you're going second. Like, you want to have at least one copy of this card in your hand. Because Ash is a problem, just having a guaranteed summon with this card helps out a lot. If you have to search it out, you risk being Ash, but then again, this particular version plays through Maxi and Ash really, really well. So that's one of the benefits of playing this particular version. Triple Abystius, no really need to explain this one. Like, it's just part of the combos. Still playing 2 Gunned. Now in the first video I was playing 2, but I actually cut it down to 1 for the longest time, and then I actually decided to go put it back to 2. Even playing the Nimbles, there was a card I was playing in here that I took out, Nimble Manta. That as a 1-of, it just did absolutely nothing, and I kept opening it a lot. So I felt like putting this back to 2 would be okay, because if I opened it, I at least would have use with it, versus, let's say, the Nimble Manta that actually would have no use in my deck whatsoever. So I just honestly ended up going back to 2 for this. Then for the Atlanteans, Triple Atlantean Prince, self-explanatory, you need 3. Double Dragoons, same thing. I dropped Marksman for the 3rd Infantry, and I've actually been really happy about that. Going second, if you open up this in Diva, or if you ever open up Diva and Atlantean Prince, it actually gives you White Aura Whale going second, and it gives, so you can pretty much Regeki your opponent's board, and then and pretty much OTK him from there. I like this card, plus it outs a lot of floodgates, and the main matchup I have a hard time with is Pendulum Magician, and it lets me out the trap card a lot easier. So that's one of the few things I like about it. One Deep Sea Diva. This card's actually really good. Pretty vulnerable target, but then again, you still have to play it. So, one Mooling Glacier. Definitely had to keep this card in. There was a lot of times I really wanted to cut this card out because of the fact that I'm going second, and it doesn't do anything for me going second. But it does have its uses even going second. So I felt like if I couldn't kill my opponent, ripping 2 cards out of their hand and making it hard for them to come back was actually still pretty good. Then for the frogs, I had 3 Swap Frog, 1 Ronin Tonin, and 1 Dupe Frog. Dupe Frog is actually really nice in this deck. For a while I was playing 3 Toad because it allowed me to actually make the 3rd Toad just by adding the Dupe Frog. I did cut the 3rd Toad out because honestly, like, the 3rd Toad almost never came up. But the Dupe Frog just makes it so that they can't target my monsters with attacks right away, and they actually have to waste resources to get through this and Miss Starboy half the time, which then Toad just becomes that much more better on the field. So then for the Nimbles, I played 3 Angler and 3 Beaver. Like I said, I was playing Nimble Manta as another target just to be able to special summon, 2 monsters twice. But ultimately, like, you just really need Angler to resolve once. And Manta is just so useless because you don't play another copy of it. And even if you try to destroy it for its effects, like, it just wouldn't do anything. So I just felt like the 3 and 3 was great because at least these actually do something for me. Which is like the biggest reason why I opted just to play these ones. Then I played double Gameciel. This probably could go to 3, but a lot of times when I play this at 3, it's in bricking. So 2 seemed like a really good number. And then I opted to play hand traps in this build. Triple Ghost Ogre, 1 Max C. I don't have Ash Blossoms. We already know I don't have Ash Blossoms or Drone Lock. So honestly, I feel like these are like the next best ones. And these are actually the ones I'm most comfortable playing with. So even though I don't have Ash, like, it doesn't ever hurt me to not have it. So there we go. And then for spells, I only play 5. We got 1 for 1, 1 Foolish, 1 Raigeki, 1 Dark Hole, and 1 Abyss Scale of Mizuchi. Raigeki and Dark Hole obviously for board wipes. Foolish Barrel 1 for 1 really for the combo. And then Abyss Scale of Mizuchi is actually pretty good. There are a couple times where I actually thought about playing Kraken. Sorry. Just for, like, to be able to negate monster effects. And playing against the mirror match a couple times. One of the guys that I played against actually plays this and Kraken. So he has shown me that it actually has some usability depending on your matchup. But I'm not really sure if I can really make space to throw in a second equip spell. So we'll have to kind of just wait and see for that one. That's it for the main deck. Is 40 cards. For the extra deck, played 2 Miss Starboy, 1 Proxy Dragon, 1 Deco Talker. Sorry. Obviously, the second Miss Starboy always comes up. And then if you open up your hand, like if your hand actually ends up being, pretty busted, you can actually make a Proxy and a Deco Talker in the same turn and still get a Mooling Glacier on board. It's actually pretty insane that you can do that. But I really like this lineup. Probably not going to change this for a while because Deco Talker allows me to out Baguska, which is such a huge problem for this deck. If you don't open up like Raigeki, Dark Hole, or a Kaiju. So 2 Toads. Like I said, I was playing 3, but I cut it down to 2. I've been playing 1 Cat Shark and 1 Sky Cavalry. Because the Nimbles are level 2s, you can make Miss Starboy with them, but then it also opens up a lot of rank 2 plays. And like my all-time favorite right now, it definitely has to be Sky Cavalry. I make this like 90% of my matches, and this pretty much just allows me to bounce any problem monster that's on the board that I can actually physically be able to attack with. Because like I said, Baguska, at that point, I would just need Deco Talker for it. But this card is actually just super, super busted. I actually really like it a lot. It outs a lot of my problems. And then Toad, obviously, is just there because it's such a great card to have. So for rank 7s, I actually upped the amount quite a bit. Played 1 Big Eye, 1 Draco Sack, 1 Gaios, and 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. I was making Red Eyes Flare more more often than not. But actually, I know yesterday I actually made Dracosac and Gaios a couple times. Um, so before I really hated Gaios in this deck just because it didn't really have any usability, and it still kind of doesn't. But against rogue decks like dinosaurs, um, Gaios actually does hurt them quite a bit, and it makes it so that they really have a hard time running over my stuff or even actually being able to use their effects at all. So that's one of the few things I love about Gaios. It's such a great card against dinosaurs. Dracosac comes up a couple times every now and then to out back row if you need to. So that's what I like about it as well. One True King of all Calamities. I still play this card. This card is actually super busted. It's won me so many games. I've beat Herald of Perfection with this. I've beat Spirals with it. Like, this card is just absolutely busted. And then for synchros, I play one Coral Dragon and one White Oral Whale. I hardly ever synchro summon with this deck, which is why I only play two. And when I do, I go for this combo all the time. Pretty much being able to go into White Oral Whale using Coral Dragon is absolutely sick. It's also the other reason why I play three Atlantean Infantry, because like I said, with that and Diva or Diva and Atlantean Prince, like it gets you this combo every time. And then I played my two tokens because these are actually going to be different pretty soon. I'm actually trying to get some X-Men cards. I know everybody's on the whole DBZ chain, but I'm looking for X-Men cards to actually use as tokens. So if you guys know where I can get some, let me know in the comments below. For the side deck, I've been side decking Mander. Mander is like my favorite side deck card, just because I rarely ever have to go first, but for the off chance that I do have to go first, I know I can side this in for the True King of all Calamities, and that's usually like one of the first turn combos that I'll make. Triple Chaos Hunter. This was actually a new tech that I was testing out. It's actually really good against Fernoids. It's supposed to be... The idea was you play it against Trickstar so that they can't banish your hand with Reincarnation, but it's super situational against them. But against Infernoids, I actually like this card a lot more. It really is just kind of like that blowout card, and then it provides that extra 2,500 attack for you. Triple Lancia. This was supposed to be for evenly matched if I actually wanted to go... if I decided to go first, but I never catch myself side decking this card in actually, so I'm not 100% sure if it's even worth side decking anymore. I'll probably just cut these out for maybe 2 strikes and a warning for like a true Draco matchup, because I feel like I'll probably end up running into that a lot more. So I'll probably just cut these out altogether. One Soul Charge. This card does nothing for me going second, but going first, this card does everything. So, yep, I like that card. 2 Twin Twister, 2 System Down. Still haven't seen any ABC, but I don't want to take it out just in case if I do have to face it off against them. And there has been a couple Cosmos running around lately, so this has to stay. Twin Twister has come up a couple times, mainly against Pendulum Magicians going second, or pretty much any deck like going second that plays back row that will have trap cards for me that have to be a problem for me to out. So that's where Twin Twister can come in. And then last thing, I'm 3-dimensional barrier. I really want to cut these out for anti-spell fragrance. I feel like just for like the lockdown effect for Mermails, anti-spell fragrance would just be a lot better. That's me personally, so I don't know if I really want to keep these in here. I'm probably just going to take these out for anti-spell fragrances and just see where it goes from there. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Like I said, I've really been loving this deck, and now that I actually feel like I'm getting more consistency with it, and I'm actually enjoying this particular build a lot more, I'm actually starting to get a lot more comfortable with my matchups. Like, my hardest matchup is still Pendulum Magicians just because of their trap. If I don't have the out for it, like, immediately, it's actually really hard to, try and keep playing against them after that. But, like I said, if you guys have any things you would change, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe if you want to see more videos. Subscribe to us. We're definitely getting more videos up. We are having potentially a new player join our team. So at some point we'll probably do like a player vlog just to kind of introduce ourselves better to the community as a whole. But thank you for watching. This is James Rogers. Peace.